Hi everyone, it's Allie, and this is the week 4 video wrap up for the boys script analysis class. So we're almost to the end of our class. It goes so quick when it's these 5-week script analysis classes. And I did finish up grading the adaptation assignments. And last time I made a video, I had kind of perused the assignments, but I hadn't actually looked at each one in depth and graded them. And wow, you all did an amazing job. So I just wanted to let you all know that the creativity that was employed and the ideas, I thought quite a lot of the ideas that were happening in those assignments were actually worthy of, coming to fruition. So maybe someday we will see some of those ideas as you all embark into the industry. Otherwise, I hope that thinking about an adaptation made you realize some things about the boys that you might not have seen just by reading about things. At least that's how it works for me, and I'm an artist as well. So I think sometimes we learn from doing just as much as we do from reading. So again, great job on that. And next week, week 5, it will be the final paper. So do start working on that a little bit if you have time this weekend. There's not a lot of assignments here in week 4 at all. There's our weekly discussion forum, so make sure to take part in that. And I did have us screen an episode. It's the finale of season 2. It's season 2, episode 8, What I Know. And so that would be something to talk about in the discussion forum. And of course, we're looking at things with an intersectional lens this week. And intersectionality, I believe, is really important to look at not just one aspect of identity, but how they intersect and inform a person's experience and perspective. So we're looking at things like race, class, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, and how that might impact the boys. And personally, I was like not quite positive how I was thinking feminism or sexual orientation were being handled in season 1, and so I was like really anticipating that it would get better in season 2, and I think it really did, especially with the whole girls get it done storyline and kind of motto tagline. I think there's a lot of poking fun at packaged feminism that we have seen in pop culture in the past. Same with Queen Mauve with the sexual orientation and how all of a sudden she's like a prideful superhero. And we see that kind of packaging with queer folks stories that happens every June with Pride Month. So these are just something to think about, but it's kind of interesting that a show like The Boys is handling these aspects of identity. We will also look at this with A Train, with race, and the way that he kind of I guess champions his background. And so these are kind of just interesting elements of The Boys, and I think it's one of the things that makes this such a fascinating show, this critique of American society that's happening alongside the critique of the archetypes of classic comic book characters. It's really a subversive show in a lot of ways. So this week, finish up those quick assignments, really just the discussion forum for week 4, and then I have a survey just asking your opinion about ideas for future script analysis classes. And then again, anything about this intersectionality, you could look at an intersectional lens with all of it to look at the boys for your final paper, or you could focus on one. You could just focus on sexual orientation in the boys, and then focus on either class or race or gender. So you could do intersectionality itself, or any aspect of it would be an avenue of inquiry for the final paper, which is, of course, due next week. I also just put up an extra reading on our week 4 readings, and you don't have to all read that one. I know that you're getting inundated with a lot of information here, but it did match up more with intersectionality than anything else, and I hadn't found it until I was looking for our week 5 readings, which I just posted. So there is one new one with an intersectional lens that's an academic paper, and so if you're struggling to find sources, you have to use one academic source in the final paper that's due next week, and I put up a bunch of them in the week 5 reading section. I just put up 5 readings, and 3 of those were academic sources. So if you're struggling to find sources for that final paper next week, there'll be one in each module, weekly module, and then I put a bunch more, or 3, so quite a few more up in that week 5 module just to help you out. I know that a lot of you are really good at writing. I found that out in the adaptation assignment, but things move so quickly in this 5-week class that I just want to assist. And you do not have to use the sources that I found. The 3 that I just put up for week 5 were kind of general comic book live action adaptation ones. But if you have a more focused academic source that you can utilize, you're more than welcome to go outside of class materials, but I just wanted to help out. So again, I really appreciate the level of work and the level of attention that's being paid to this class. I know that you have a lot going on in your semester, and we just have one more week after this. So I'm looking forward to next week, and after reading our adaptation assignments, I really am looking forward to each and every one of your final papers. Thank you so much for your attention.